Every time I come to the Adelaide Oval now, I just think back to all the great memories this iconic stadium has created for the state of South Australia. I think it's just something that, whether you're into sport or not, you can come to the Oval and just have a really good experience. The ground clearly is just full of history wherever you look. I mean, all you have to do is cast your eyes up to the stands where you see the likes of Chappell, Bradman and Smith and the members, as individuals who have left their mark on this arena. And now, of course, since the redevelopment, we honour the greats from our state who played Australia's game through Robram, Wanganeen, Bashir, Rotolo, etc. The upgrades have resulted in a stadium with a capacity of just over 50,000, and regularly we are seeing crowds now just push the barriers of 40 to 45,000 people, whether that be footy, cricket, soccer, rugby, etc. The bit that gets me probably most excited about the Oval is just the fact that wherever you are on the ground, you have this perspective of the action, a view of the game which is just unprecedented compared to any other Oval really in this country. I mean, the thrill you can imagine the players must get when they're walking up the race and that anticipation and tension builds. The voices in the crowd are just getting a little louder, the ground gets a little fuller, and with that it's like the expectation of not only the players but the fans and the patrons of the game. It just rises solely on the atmosphere created at Adelaide Oval. When I think cricket here, I think of amazing Adelaide, and that's probably the first memory that comes to mind. And it's happened a few times now over the years where the game has come down to that final day like it did back in '06, and the crowd just floods into the Adelaide Oval late in the afternoon and early in the evening session. And again, it's that feeling that something special is about to happen here that grabs everyone's attention. I mean, the day-night test last year, although short, was obviously historic, and Adelaide will always hold that bit of history, but I don't think we can also forget the strikers who have also caught the attention of the public recently in Big Bash games here, particularly those on New Year's Eve. And personally, I'll never forget that India-Pakistan match at the Cricket World Cup last year, which attracted an audience of around about 1 billion people. Football clearly has had a very long history at this ground with the SANFL. I mean, the first grand final dates back to 1889, and that was the start of the rivalry, I guess, between Nord and Port. And I think that people seem to forget that between 1905 and 73, every SANFL grand final was held at the Adelaide Oval. Obviously, my memories of football here are predominantly to do with the AFL just over the last couple of years and since the redevelopment has taken place. I think of games such as that first showdown, which was stunning, Port's amazing first quarter against Richmond in that elimination final. And although the circumstances were tragic, I mean, Phil Walsh's tribute match just touched the hearts of Adelaide and South Australia and both supporters of the Crows and the Power on that Sunday afternoon. It is so much more than a football and cricket ground though. Rugby sevens are always popular here, and more recently the A-League, and particularly with the grand final earlier in the year and the Reds' victory over the Wanderers. And music has also featured here through the likes of AC/DC and that brilliant euphoria that surrounded the Stones concert. It's just given Adelaide a bit more of a voice, I guess, on the national scale and also the international scale as a modernised structure that, even with the redevelopment, still has that unique charm and character that it's had for decades on end. It really is the masterpiece that's situated right in the middle of the city of churches.